Hey guys, so welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I just kind of wanted to go through some of the makeup that I use, and I don't wear a whole lot of makeup like every single day, but you know, I like to put on makeup and I thoroughly enjoy playing around with it and just being a girl because putting on makeup is kind of fun. So today I'm going to be using the Naked Urban Decay Heat palette. And I'm thoroughly obsessed with the palette. It's been out since I think just like 2-3 months ago maybe. I'm not sure when it came out, but this has pretty much been my go-to. So this is what I'm going to use today. By any means, I am not a pro at putting on makeup, so laugh if you will. I'm sure there's a lot of tactics that I use that may not be applicable or things that you should use, but I'm not a pro at this, so judge if you will. I'm just here to show you guys, and yeah, let's do this. Okay, so first off, I'm going to moisturize my face, which I've already done. So the next thing to do would be primer. And I'm going to use the Hourglass primer. It's called Veil. I've had it for a while and it's been a good primer. So I'm just going to apply this thing on. Dab it around in areas where I think I'll lose my foundation or where I think my foundation will run. And since I move around a lot and do weird faces and laugh, I'll put a lot towards this area and this area as well. Now I've already washed my hands before I've done all this because you never know what can be on your hands and you just don't want to spread more bacteria and dirt all over your face. And I've already washed my face prior to this as well. So before I put on my foundation, I also put on my concealer. So I use the NARS one just because it's so creamy and it's easy to apply. But this one is the color Ginger, so medium too. This is where it works best for me. I've used other ones before, but a lot of them can get super runny. And I'm running out of it, so I need to buy more. So after I've applied that, I'm going to take this sponge. I'm just going to dab it. It's already wet. It's pretty much like the beauty sponge, except it's the square ones or rectangular or whatever shape this is. But I bought it, I think, at like Walmart or Kroger's. And I mean, it works the same way. It's the same concept. I think it was like literally like $5 for like 100 pieces. And compared to the beauty sponge, you're paying like $20. So you do the same thing with this as well as a beauty sponge. So it's more economical this way, and you're not having to use the beauty sponge every single time. And just I feel that if you use the beauty sponge, you're putting more bacteria on your face. But with this, you use, you know, only once and you throw it away. And you don't get the acne and pimples and breakouts. So I just try not to use the beauty sponge. I stick to this. And it works the same way. You just put water on it and then squeeze it out and dab. Okay, so after I put on my concealer, I'm going to put on my primer. And right now I'm using the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in color Caffeine. This works really well for me during the summertime because it's just like its own shadow, like its own shadow color, instead of just pure white, which I love because it's a pretty color. Like, just for a primer itself, I feel like it's a really pretty color on my skin. And then if there's any excess primer left on, where I feel like it's too much, I'll just dab the wet sponge on my eye just to make sure that it's all absorbed by either the skin or the sponge. Next up, we're going to do the eyebrow bone shadow. So I like to use Hourglass. Okay, so this is actually a highlighter, like for your cheekbones, but I like to use it on my brow as well. So I'm going to use the darkest one. I'll just put that all around there, tap it off, and I'm just going to brush it at the very top. Apply more on there, and get the top of that again. So next up, I'm going to be using the palette, and I'm going to be using the He Devil, which is this bad color right here, boys. So that's what I'm going to put on right here. Just a little bit and tap off. And then I'm going in for the kill. So this will be utilized as my transition color. And I always tap whenever I pick up colors just because I want to make sure that most of it is already being utilized. And I don't want to overpack it all on my eyes. And then I'm just going to take one more color and then I'm going to apply it to the lid of my eyes. And I'm probably just going to do something like glittery. So I'm probably going to do Dirty Talk. Because who doesn't like to dirty talk? You know what I mean? And I'm actually using the brush that came with the palette, and it looks like this. And I'm not gonna lie, it works out pretty well. So I've just been using this instead of my other brushes to apply this on there. Now when it comes to the like glitter colors in this palette, I usually like to take like eye drops just so it can saturate the color even more. But this palette seems to do really well without the extra moisture of the eye drops. And then I'm probably going to go in with Ounce, the very far right of the palette, for the corner of my eyes. And I'm just going to hit just the corner of my eye. And down. Okay, so once I have that in, I like to go back in and blend these two colors out. So I feel like I want to put more colors on this, so I'm going to do El Fuego. And I'm just going to put it like at the crease right here, just to have some breakage. And I kind of want to create more depth to it. So I'm just going to carve out the area where I think, just where this crease is right here. Just going to carve out this area and go down. So for the next eye, then I'm just going to blend it out. Okay, so next up I'm going to use ashes right here for the bottom of my eyes. So I'll start at the very corner and I'll just work my way up towards the white color. I also like to do where I brush it out going up, so it creates kind of the illusion of a cat eye, but it's subtle. My camera just decided to die on me. I guess it just stops recording after 20 minutes, so I'm gonna have to redo some of the things. Well, not redo, but I'll explain to you like what I've done. So after I kind of like smoked out the cat eye illusion, I went ahead and put on my foundation, which is Makeup Forever, and the color is Y375. So what I do is I take my sorry, I have like things everywhere right now. I take my Urban Decay all-nighter and I just squirt about 2 pumps of that onto my foundation brush, and then I apply 2 pumps of this onto my palm, so as you can see. So I pretty much just dab my foundation on like this with the Kabuki, and this number is actually Black Kabuki F80. So I got this from Sigma. I've had it for quite a while. Sigma brushes have always done really well for me, and they've held up for a long time. I've probably had these for about four years. Put the black eyeliner on my eye, like on my waterline, and I use the Urban Decay waterline eyeliner, and the color is Legend. So this is super dark and it stays on quite well. So I've found this maybe like 2 years ago, and I've just always gone back to it and bought this. So this is my go-to eyeliner. What I like to use is the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. It's got gold imprints on it, but the color is Intense Black. I mean, there's some days that this turns out good, and then there are days that this turns out really bad. So we will see how that day is determined. So let me just try to do the other one, and hopefully it'll match. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I finally have it done. I feel like it can take me like 2 minutes to do this, or maybe 5. Like some days I'm just like, oh, I'll just put it on, it looks amazing. Some days I'm just like, oh my god, I have to take this off. But today it actually looks decent, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to apply a little bit of mascara, like at the very tip of my fake eyelashes. So I'm good on that. The mascaras that I've been using lately have been called Thick and Fast. And let's see. Besides the fact that I need to go get my nails done, I think I got these at Walgreens. I like to try on different mascaras. So next up will be my eyebrows. And I like to use Dip Brow Pomade by Anastasia. And I will use this Revlon angled brush that I've got at like the CVS store. So I use the color Granite. Now, same thing with the eyeliner on top. There are some good days and there are some bad days. So we will see how that works. Now, I'm not really good at eyebrows. Like, I want to get them threaded, but I just don't trust anyone right now to do them. With the pomade, I can draw in my eyebrows by a couple of hours into work and they're already gone. And I've come to realize that if I use some mascara, it'll actually stay on a little bit longer and it won't look like a total loss. Now once that dries, I like to go back and brush off like the excess stuff off so it looks a bit more settled. So once that's done, I'm gonna go brush that, comb it through. Okay, so next up is gonna be a lipstick. So I just bought this a couple weeks ago. It's called Smashbox lipstick and it smells amazing. Like so good. It's called Girl Please. Hi. Now whenever I apply on lipstick and stuff, I like to smile a lot because I feel that it helps with like the creases of my lips because my lips are pretty big. I'm gonna contour my nose. So I'm using the contour kit Anastasia Beverly Hills. I don't know what color this is, but it's like the very first one that came out. So I like to draw a line like from here all the way to here. So like that. So now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna use my Echo Tools, and this is an OG. Like I've had this for maybe like 6 years. I don't even know if you're supposed to have brushes that long, but I do. But I mean, I take good care of them and I wash them. So I'm just gonna contour this part. And I like to go from the like this part of my ear and down. So I like to do that. And then dab again. And go up like that. And whatever excess I have, I'll just mix that in right there. So now that I'm pretty much done with my contouring, I'm going to go take my Becca Shimmering Skin Protector Pressed Powder. And I'm just going to apply that as if it was blush. So I'm going to use the same thing that I used to contour. And I'm just going to pat, 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 make it rain glitter everywhere. And dab some of that off. Well, I can use this. And I'm just gonna apply it on there like that. And what I'm going to do is, since my eyebrows have already dried from the mascara, I'm just going to comb it out. Just to make sure that I get all the weird excess stuff and it doesn't fall into my eye or onto my makeup. And the very last part that I like to do is I like to take the all-nighter and I just like to spray my whole entire face. So maybe like 3-4 pumps. Make it rain. I love using this, as you can tell. It's fun to apply. Woohoo! So I am done with my makeup, and I know it was a very long, tedious process. It usually doesn't take me this long because I always don't put on this much, but for video preferences, why not YOLO? So I hope you guys have thoroughly enjoyed it, and if you guys have any suggestions for the next video, please let me know, comment below. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. I know this is totally different from what I usually do, which is, you know, fitness and talk about my pregnancy. So I just kind of wanted to do something different and let you guys get an insight on what I put on, and, you know, it's makeup, so it's fun. But overall, I hope you guys have thoroughly enjoyed it, and let me know what your next input is, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.